Good afternoon. It is mid-afternoon moments, and today is Transformational Thinking Tuesday. And on this day, I dedicate all the information that I give out on social media, and even the focus in my own life for that day is based on changing thinking. And it is so vitally important to change your thinking, especially if you're someone who's stuck at a place in your life and you feel that you can't move forward. And that could be in anything. That could be with your career, your relationship, with how you interact with people. If you just feel stuck, generally it's probably has a lot to do with how you think and your belief system. So on this day, I share different tools and different different ideas and thoughts to get people thinking about changing their thinking. Now I can tell you this, over the years that I've been counseling and helping people change their thinking, that is the most difficult thing to do. And the reason why is that people's thinking and their belief system is based on how they grew up and who was in front of them. We were taught things by what we saw and what we heard. And a lot of that information comes from our family. And sometimes we don't want to say that maybe some of the things that we were taught by people that we truly love may have been wrong. And I encourage you to take a look at that if you find yourself stuck. So today, I want to talk about personal development, which is so vitally important to success. Later this evening, I am going to post a video by Jim Rohn. And he's someone who shared, and this is a tape from the 1980s, so it's pretty old, but the information, it is relevant to today. It is relevant to change. So I encourage you to listen to the entire video, because when I saw that video, I said, this is the one. This is the one that I need to listen to. This is the one that I want to share on social media. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit. You got to view it for yourself. And please view the entire video so you can understand what he's saying. Because the gist of it is pretty much is that if you want to be successful in your life, it's important for you to develop yourself. It is really important to develop your job. You want to operate the best on your job and doing the job in front of you. But however, if you want to make yourself valuable, you need to develop yourself as well. That's where most of the attention needs to be put. Because we know in this day of time, it's rare that someone remains on a job for 30 and 40 years until they retire. And that's how it used to be, but no longer. So you want to prepare yourself, one, on that job if you want promotion, if you want to raise your level of pay, you want to increase your value as a person by developing yourself. And you always want to prepare for that next. Wherever that next place is, I want to be able to say that I'm bringing something to the table. So this is what I'm worth. And I learned that years ago in my career, that when I went on job interviews, I was able to say, well, this, and sometimes there was something missing on that, the qualifications that I didn't have, but because I had such value in my experience, because I took the time to take trainings, I took the time to educate myself, and I took the time to read books. And that's what I want to share with you regards to personal development and how important it is for you to read books. Because there are so many books out there that's going to help develop you as a person, which is going to bring value to your life, which is going to raise your status of income. It's going to raise the kinds of relationships you will have around you. It's going to raise your ability to navigate through life more successfully. So that's what I want to talk about in terms of changing your thinking and using books to develop yourself personally. I shared at 12 o'clock, because like I said on my last video, 12 o'clock is a time of day that I'm dedicating to motivational skills toolkits. And every day, that's where I'm going to share some real tools that you can use in your life immediately to begin to add value to yourself. I shared there are several books that I have in my library, and I have a vast library of books that I've collected over the years. Through my counseling experience, through my own desire to increase my value, my own desire to mend my broken pieces as a woman in recovery, I have a library, and I just pulled out a couple of them that I listed on social media, and just to show you, I really truly have the books. And I don't have all of my books, too many, but one of the books I listed was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book has been around forever. This book is dedicated to anybody who wants to learn how to actually network with people, because in order for you to develop yourself as a person, you're going to need to be able to connect to people that can help support you. Just like I talked about yesterday on Motivational Monday about having people in your life that can support you, it's how important that is. This book is going to support you on how to make that connection, how to speak to someone to get them to help you in your life, how to communicate with people, how to influence people in your business, because you may have a great business idea, but it's so important to be able to learn how to connect to people to pull them into, you know, what you're doing and what you want to sell. So this is something I've read over the years, because I had to learn some of this, because by nature I am an introvert. And usually I could be really quiet and reserved, but except for when it comes to my passion, which is motivating people, that's when I'm out there. I'm very outgoing, and I can talk about this forever. But past this, I'm usually pretty much reserved and quiet. I'm usually have a lot of thinking going on, and so I picked up this book years ago to learn how to win friends and influence people. And when I say win friends, you know, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people, but I'm talking about the people that's you're going to befriend that really is going to bring value to your life. Let's be honest, not everybody around us bring value. This is going to help you choose the right people to support where you're going. All right. And the next book I have, The Road Less Traveled. This is well known, particularly if you're in the counseling or some kind of empowerment area in your life. You heard of this one, The Road Less Traveled. And pretty much what this book is, it talks about teaching you how to interact with people on a more spiritual, loving level, because it's so important that people know that you love and you trust them. Well, not even, let me say not love. Love someone as a human being, as another person, that I am my sister and brother's keeper kind of thing, that you really care. You care. You have their best interest in mind, and doing it on a spiritual level, which takes your ability to connect with people to a high level, because you genuinely care and you want to operate with ethically, morally when you deal with people, so people can trust you and know that you're sincere about helping them. This kind of helps with that. I'm generalizing it, but you got to get in the book to get and read detail about this. But this has been in my library for a long time. And that book is so wonderful, it's so helpful, it's so impactful that they came out with another version. And they is Scott Peck. Scott Peck is an MD, and he's really well known for these books. And this one is called Further Along the Road Less Traveled. This one is really catered to intense spiritual work, you know, because I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And I believe in helping, you know, us helping one another in the spirit of love. And I try not to act unethically and immorally to do people harm. I'm not perfect because I'm human, but my goal is to help people in a sincere, moral way and to the best of my ability. So I read up on this to become better at it. And I have this one right here, this last. I've used this in counseling people along the way in my career as a counselor. And I have the book, it's in my collection somewhere, but I also have the DVD. And this is called Who Moved My Cheese? It's a catchy title, but this is, oh my God, this is so impactful. This is really about people who are stuck. People who are stuck, they really believe that they can go to their next level of life remaining at the same place. If you're that person and you are stuck and you really think that you're going to get all that you want to get in that next level, at the level you're at, so you can remain with the same friends, the same, the same circumstances, and think you're going to get to that next. That's not going to happen, and that's probably why you're stuck. This. Who moved my cheese? You got to read it. What they're talking about when they say who moved my cheese, the cheese represents your place of being stuck, your comfort zone. That's what the cheese is. And what they're saying throughout this DVD, and I'm trying not to give it all away, is that if you want to be successful, you got to move your cheese. You got to get out of the fact that in your circumstances, you're going to be able to leap to that next level and realize you're going to have to go over here. Always talking about over there, over that other place, to your next. You're going to have to look for that success, because success is outside of your comfort zone. And Who Moved My Cheese is a big lesson about moving outside of your comfort zone. I had this one for probably over 15 years. So guys, these are some suggestions on things you can read and now listen to, the CD form, and it really has educated my life beyond me taking the trainings that I needed to take as a counselor, beyond my own desire to become a better person. I picked up books, and I have a lot of books. And I like books, even though the world of social media, I like social media, but it's nothing like picking up a book. Books are extremely detailed, and they give you real good detailed information on how to change. So I encourage you to pick up a book. And I'm going to continue every now and then to talk about the books that I read, and pretty much they're well known. I'm sure people out there that are listening to this probably have heard of these books. There are people who haven't, so I just want to include you into the world of personal development through reading. I will see you next time.